folks. Welcome to Sprigg Tries 999. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. It's a visual novel with an emphasis on mystery and puzzle solving. Seemed pretty interesting to me, and I want to give it a try. We'll see how it goes, huh? Let me know what you think. Let's get started. This game is fiction. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. What's it counting down to? Oh, a bomb. Okay. A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open. As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. Ow! With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. His balance lost, and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor. Ouch! God damn it! What the hell? Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and finally he understood where he'd fallen from. It was a bed, a 3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen, apparently, from the topmost bunk. His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead, where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling. He wondered if that bump was the reason he felt his vision wavering a bit, but that seemed unlikely. At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening, but as he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking. Was it an earthquake, he wondered? It didn't seem likely. It was shaking far too quickly for an earthquake. Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake. He tried to tell himself it was important. Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room and muttered to himself, "Where am I?" His pain momentarily forgotten in the face of the confusion of his circumstances, Junpei looked around the room once again. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased. A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking. He felt his stomach tighten. There were 1,000 things the sound could have been, but none of the things he could think of were good. In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin that they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door. The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written, 5. 5? What's this 5 mean? Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door, slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result. A few more tries cemented the truth in Junpei's mind. It wouldn't open. It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader. It didn't take a genius to figure out that the odd-looking device was keeping the door shut. Junpei knocked, hard, on the door. Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door! There was no response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door and stopped. What the hell is this? He wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display. It looked like nothing else so much as a watch, but it clearly wasn't that. After all, it showed only a single number. 5. That's the same as the door. True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what they might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over, as if to remove a watch, but the other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There were a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps he pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing. Junpei was at a loss. What was he going to do? Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However, damn! It's no good. Damn thing won't come off. A steel ring ran from the face, around Junpei's wrist, and back into the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future. What the hell is the deal with this thing? Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening, and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode. Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? Why? What the hell happened to me? It was at that moment that he noticed the window. The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass like a window from an early 20th century ship. Yeah, game, how about you address the little blackout that just happened with the person, the mask, and the other stuff I'm not sure what I just saw. Huh? We're just gonna segue past okay. What? Wait, am I in a ship? Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness. Junpei squinted, trying to see something. Anything. It was at that moment. Oh. Oh. What the? You gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here? Oh no. Ready for a swim. A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment, Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst, and water began to pour into the room. What the hell? God damn it! Junpei yelled and spun around, his feet slipping on the water already coming through the window. He ran for the door. Hey! Anyone? Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something. There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor, and rising quickly towards his knees. Things were not looking good for Junpei. If an understatement, Jesus. Not good at all. He needed to find a way out, and quickly. Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Oh. We seek a way out. We in puzzle solving mode? Yeah, we are. Okay, so... Operations during an escape. During an escape, you can move to different parts of the room by touching the bottom screen, which would be the screen on the right for us here, folks. Since many areas require very exact selection, we recommend you use the stylus. I'm going to use a mouse, but thank you. Searching during an escape. During an escape, you can touch the background to search anywhere in the room. So, that's where I am. Let's look around the room. Let's look in the briefcase. No dice. It's locked tight. Shit. Let's see if there's anything in the keyhole. So, it's going to require a key and a passcode. It's a small keyhole. If I want to open the briefcase, I need to fill it up with a key. The number on the dial is 0101. I guess I need to put the key in the keyhole before I can enter any numbers on the dial. So let's, I guess, find a key then. Sink. Doesn't seem like there's anything hidden on the sink. This is the only drain in this room. What's this? Okay, so picture frame. So it's a boat. Perhaps the boat we're on? Search. An old picture frame. There's a picture of a ship in it. There's screws keeping the back on. Ew. So perhaps there's screws keeping the back on the picture frame. Okay. So I guess we need to find a screwdriver. So let's look up here. A bulletin board. Looks like someone put a note on it. Can I read the note? Yeah. Note from the bulletin board. Some blue and red triangles. The note's got red triangles and... well, they're not triangles, they're... well, yeah, they are triangles. What the fuck am I saying? But they, like, come together and they'd make a rectangle in red and blue. Okay. So I want to keep holding the picture frame, I think. So... is there anything else here? This is the middle bunk. No, apparently not. There's a towel next to the sink. Okay, back. Let's look at this. This is the door to the stove. Well, it opens easily enough. Sure wish the door to get out of here was that easy to open. Screwdriver. Swag. A normal screwdriver. Doesn't seem to be anything special about it. So, if I search this now... oh, combine. I see. Combine. Do it. Well, the screwdriver got those screws off easily enough, and here's the picture. Picture of an old cruise liner. And we've got... this looks like a legend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 1 through 5 are empty, and 6 through 9 as well as 0 are colored in. Maybe this has something to do with the relationship between the symbols and the numbers. Maybe this is what we're going to have to end up using to make the password for the briefcase. Let's look at the teapot. Ooh, key. Cool. This key's pretty small. Definitely not for a door, maybe a briefcase. What's it for then? This key's blue. Is it supposed to open something else blue, like that blue briefcase right there? Maybe? Briefcase. There we go. Alright, let's see what happens if I put the blue key in the keyhole. And nothing. I guess I'm gonna need some sort of code for the dial. Search. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. This is from right to left. So that'd be 6, 2... do I have this upside down? Look. Come on. Come on. So, 7, 4, 6, 3. No dice. Okay. Let's see if I screwed that up, huh? Maybe it's not this at all. Maybe I should just keep looking. Yeah, let's keep looking. Maybe I'll find something that'll make this easier. Let's look at the keycard thing. I guess that's a lever, huh? Maybe if I pull it? Well, it looks like pulling on the lever just makes a weird noise. Great. The light's still red and the display hasn't changed. Damn it! Why the hell isn't this thing opening? 5. 5, huh? What does that mean? I don't know. Search the other bed? Well, I can reach this bunk. Might as well look through it. Huh. Damn. Nothing here. This one? Ooh. Memo from bed. What the... So, we've got 2 of these things now, which makes me think they have nothing to do with the briefcase password. The note's got blue square and triangle and blue, and red triangle and red square and stuff. Yeah. There's an arrow that goes all the way across the paper. It's red under the red symbols and blue under the blue ones. Okay, I guess that's helpful. What's this? A mirror? Oh, another key. What is this for? A small red key. Alright. Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it into his pocket. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him. His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself. What's up with my face? His confusion was, well, justified. His face was drawn and pale. and the dark circles under his eyes made him look as though he was nearly dead. Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? Even as he said it, something in his mind opened, and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in this strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside was his apartment, a small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life, as if waking from a deep slumber. Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he'd worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however. There was a breeze. Breaths of cold night air wafted into his apartment, carrying the smells of autumn with them. The white curtain framing his window swayed gently in the wind. Huh, that's weird. Did I leave that open? Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he'd closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Junpei shrugged. He must have just left it open earlier. He closed the window. Then it happened. Hello. Junpei turned and found himself faced a mask with a man dressed all in black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden. Junpei tried to scream, but all he could manage was a strangled croak. He tried to step toward the man, but his legs could no longer support his weight. Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs, like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind begin to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision. You got sawed.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen.
A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh, and distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on.
You are going to participate in a game, a non-dairy game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
And that was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The gas mask man faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist. That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. As to who the man was, or might have been, Junpei had no idea. Indeed, he wasn't even sure that his assailant had been a man. The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak. Who was the man in the mask? You had been chosen. Junpei remembered that much, but what it might mean, that was beyond him. Junpei had no idea where he was or why he was there. There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important.
You are going to participate in a game, a non-dairy game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The Naneri game, huh? What the hell is a Naneri game? God damn it!
I never felt the pressure of rain, so you went away. Just like a heartbeat. This winding road I memorized because my eyes